start to submit their reopening plans. Could schools start to reopen as early as this fall, possibly sooner? We're hearing that New York City, their teachers are looking at remote learning possibly in the fall. Yeah, so I was just wondering about the timeline of all this and what could happen at the earliest.
There will be no opening of any school in the state for the remainder of the academic calendar year. We have to decide on summer school. That decision will be made by the end of May. There is no decision on the fall because the fall is a long time away.
When will schools start to have to be submitting their plans by for the
It
fall?
depends when they're going to open. But they should start preparing their plans now because this is going to be a real exercise. You know, we're talking about how manufacturing companies socially distance, how construction companies socially distance. How does a school socially distance? You know, this bizarre setup here, right? Look at this room. How do you run a school like this? How many more rooms would you need to do this? How many more buses do you need to socially distance on a bus? You know, there's a whole, how about a cafeteria? There's a whole set of questions. How about a dorm room? So they should start working on those plans now.
How do you ensure that free and available childcare?
Just to follow up on what Marina's asking, do you think that teachers can realistically do this and school administrators? I mean, kids are kids. They're going to want to run around and be together in a school setting.
Well, look, that is a very good question, Karen, and that's what we, you know, talking to people all across the state, educators all across the state, you can come up with a plan, which is, by the way, very hard, right? They talk about spatial requirements. If you did this, if you required this in a classroom, how many more classrooms would you need in a building, right? But then there's the other question of K to 12, and then how do I get students not to socially distance? You know, how do you tell a 10-year-old don't socially distance? So we're going to err on the side of caution now. That's for the rest of the school year. Summer school, you would need to see, in my opinion, a drop in the, or stabilization of the infection rate for a period of time because kids are going to be kids. I think you're right.
At the same time, the schools are going to lose money. You guys are already talking about cuts. I mean, how are they going to manage all this? They would, you know, need more classrooms. They don't even have the money for
Well,
that
that's
right
right.
now.
Well, you couldn't get to more classrooms anyway, right? You couldn't build more classrooms in a way that would have any difference for summer school or for the fall. Money is going to be tight depending on what Washington does. And they're doing remote learning. You know, the fiscal consequences are going to be mixed because of this period. Some ways they save money, some ways it costs money.